Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not near my books, I'm not near my laptop, so I'm not able to check. I did a quick search on the internet, but you know how things are with the internet, so I couldn't find anything conclusive in the quick search that I'd done. I'm sure you've done your research anyway, and that's why you're probably asking me. I'm not sure of a Shafi'i, I can't recall of Shafi'i, rahimahullah, having any kind of munadhara with Mu'tazila, but it is well known from the time of the Salaf that they used to have debates. Now let's just go to the Asl. The Asl is, as you will find in Usul al-Sunnah of Imam Ahmad, right at the beginning actually of Usul al-Sunnah, just like you would find in any other book of Aqeedah when it comes to Ahl Sunnah, they are in agreement that Jidal ma Ahl Ahwa is not permissible. And this is not because they were cowardice or they didn't have the haqq with them. It's because the people of Hawa, they come with Hawa. They come with shubuhat. They come with namesaking. They come with seeking fame. They come with all of these things which are unpraiseworthy. Hence, I remember a book that was written by our Sheikh Sa'd al-Shitri. I think it's called Ahkam al-Jidal. It's a purple cover. I've got it at home. Excellent book. It's only like 100 pages, but it's benefit after benefit when it comes to debating and dialogue. It's really important. I remember reading it and thinking about what we see on social media and on the internet, YouTube, Speaker's Corner and Hyde Park and all these kind of things, and how people go back and forth on the internet as well in debating and stuff like that, engaging in something Allah knows best, because I don't really watch these things, but I'm pretty sure that the ahkam of Jidal have probably not been studied before by those people who engage in Jidal. And some of the things that he mentions in the book Ahkam al-Jidal, wallah, ajib. You probably won't even think about it and you think, wow, subhanAllah, that makes so much sense. So the asl is that it's not allowed, and this is the stance and the manhaj Ahl Sunnah. Why would you need to debate with a person when you've got the haqq with you anyway? What's the point? He's coming with his intention, you're coming with yours. There's not going to be any fa'idah. In actual fact, from the things that the ulama have mentioned, is that it will actually cause, for somebody who's notorious in his hawa, in his desires, in his innovation, for his name to be spread. You're just going to give him a platform. You're going to not justify, but you're going to recognize his bid'ah by sitting with him. Another mafsada that comes out of this is that it then creates shak and doubt for the awam, for the normal person. Such and such person sat with that one, they said this and they said that, and now I'm confused. And wallahi ladeen, there are so many shabab, there's so many fatayat that get involved in looking at these kind of things on the internet, and they don't know how to get themselves away from the fitna, because they've engaged with it now. They've engaged with all these shubuhat, and they've even become accustomed to it. And some of them even take their religion in this manner. 1 second this person is saying this, then I'm going to be following him until he gets refuted, or I find something wrong with him, and then I'll go somewhere else. And this is precisely against the manhaj Ahl Sunnah, that you don't make your religion into a shopping list. You don't make it into a browser, a search bar. So this is what they have said, that this is the asl. However, if certain conditions have been met, then it becomes permissible, or even perhaps mustahab or even wajib, for a person then to refute the people of bid'ah, whether that's in a private sitting or a public one. So now you would find Imam Ahmad, he sat with the Mu'tazila and he refuted the Mu'tazili in front of the Amir at that time, al-Mu'tazim, until they ended up making tawbah and istighfar when they realized that the debate was actually won by Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu sat with the people from Najran and he did muba'ahala with them. Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah sat with people who claimed, to have special powers and things like that, and he refuted them and he debated with them with the Tasawwuf, etc. So now, this is not to say that it didn't take place. This is not to say that it is justified. This is to say that the asl is that it is not from the way of Ahl Sunnah. And you're asking about Shafi'i debating with Mu'tazila, like I said, The Mu'tazila have been refuted and sat with and refuted by Ahl Sunnah on more than one occasion. Hasan al-Basri rahimahullah, he refuted the heads of the Mu'tazila, the founders of the Mu'tazila, Wasil ibn Ata and Amr ibn Ubayd. He refuted them, one on Qadr and one on the issue of Iman. So the point is that they would avoid it because it's not necessary, it's not our manhaj, it's not how we accept and understand our religion. However, if certain conditions have been met, and if I can remember correctly, Sheikh Saad, you will find these conditions as well in the books of Usul al-Fiqh. I think there's a number of about 10 conditions. One of them is that both parties have to be sincere, you have to hold adab, you have to take dalil and not shubha. So if you're going to sit with a Mu'tazili and he says, well, my dalil is my aql, then there's no debate in that. How are you going to debate with someone whose dalil is his aql and your dalil is the Quran and Sunnah? There has to be a greater good. There can't be any confusion that's going to come about. There has to be good adab. You can't cut off the other person from the conditions, and you will find statements from Shafi and others saying that when, look at this, this is how precise the ulama are as well. And this is what I was saying to you before, that they might say something you thought, wow, I never thought of that. And this is why fiqh is really important before you engage in jidal and things like that. They said it is not permissible for you to become happy or mock or even then expose, like in a negative manner, the mistake of your opponent. Look at Islam. Islam is ajib. Islam is from Allah. You're sitting with the person, he's sincere, you're sincere. He's a Mu'tazili, you're from Ahl Sunnah. Let's just say, for example. And he's sincere, he's genuinely confused. You establish the proof on him. You establish the proof on him. Are you allowed now to rejoice because he has mistakes? Answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is because of your ikhlas, you want him to be saved from the hellfire. You want him to go to Jannah, and that's the whole reason why you sit with him. Otherwise, it wouldn't be permissible for you to sit with the people of innovation, let alone debate with them. So there are certain conditions that the ulama have put down. Like I said, this is the best answer that I can give right now because, as you can probably tell, I'm walking. And inshallah, if you want more, then just let me know, and then I can send it on a separate message. But I think this, inshallah, hopefully should be sufficient. And if you go back to the sources that I've just mentioned, hopefully you'll find more being mentioned by the ulama, and that could be a good way of clarification. Bi'idhnillah, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to preserve us all and keep us firm upon the sunnah until we meet him, until we drink from the hold that has been promised to the people of Iman yawm al-qiyamah. Allahu a'lam wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina.